Greetings, students and parents. I'm going to put out a little video here on how to draw a bunny, given it's Good Friday, Easter weekend. Try to get this out before Sunday. Give you a little something to do with your mom and dad to celebrate our festive Easter bunny, Easter weekend. And these are the things you're going to need. We're going to need a piece of paper. I don't really mind what size, just any kind of paper. Going to need pencils, maybe some paintbrushes, and some watercolor. If you don't have watercolor, that's fine. Might need a cup for water, eraser, and you don't need watercolor. You can use whatever medium you want. You can do crayon or colored pencil or marker. It doesn't matter. Just have fun with this and enjoy time with your family this weekend.
Alrighty, first thing we need to do is we need to break our paper into quarters, and we're going to be working with our composition vertical instead of horizontal. So I start with the line in the middle and then break it into 4 parts. They don't have to be absolutely perfect. They're just kind of visual markers as we work. Then we want to find about the halfway point from top to bottom and make a guideline just a little bit above halfway. For this demonstration, I mark the halfway point and then remark just above it and then erase the lower mark. Alright, next up, using our horizontal line, that's our guideline that we're going to mark the top of our egg shape. Kind of like an Easter egg. It's kind of fitting for our drawing. Easter egg or Easter weekend. So, we want the fat part of the egg on the bottom and the top of the egg, which is more narrow, touching our guideline on the top, as you can see. Next, we're gonna knock in our body of our rabbit. So go from the head shape, which is our egg shape, and just draw sort of an upside down V down to the bottom of your paper. No big deal if it's not perfect. Everyone's work is gonna look a little bit different, so it doesn't have to look exactly like mine. The next step in the process is to determine where our ears are going to go. Notice that big space at the top of the page. I make 2 marks just outside my quarter page marks to designate where the ends of my ears are going to stop. You'll see that in the demonstration here next. Mom and Dad should be helping with this part. We start with a small, shallow horseshoe shape, and we go from the marks at the top right and left hand side of our page, and we just knock in a set of ears. Those markers are where the tips of our ears are going to stop. They don't have to be perfect. You know, if you want to kind of knock them out any shape that you want. You don't want them square or rectangle or triangle. We want a nice organic form. Alrighty, after we finish our ears, might do a little bit of erasing and knock out our guidelines. Next up is to knock out our face of our bunny. We're going to draw a nose bridge, starting in a semi-V shape at the top of the head. I make a couple marks here so that I know, my kids know, and I know where the semi-V mark is going to start and stop. It'll be really helpful for mom and dad working with your kiddos at home. This is just a semi-V shape on either side. It should be symmetrical on either side of our center line. Again, doesn't have to be real perfect, and you may go in and draw and redraw until everything looks proportionally correct. All right, next step. Go ahead and erase the top of our egg shape and knock in a couple of eyes, which are, you're just gonna see the sides of the eyes outside of that semi-V that we created. From where we block in our eyes, you're going to draw the side of the rabbit's cheeks down to the bottom of our egg shape. Notice at this point I'm going to turn the bottom of our egg into sort of an upside down heart shape, and also come in and identify where the rabbit's mouth is, right underneath of his nose. All right, boys and girls, at this point, we're going to come in and do just a little bit of detail work. Identify the insides of the ears. So we can see an inside and an outside. I'm going to start with the right-hand side of my page, starting with the top line, and we're going to identify that inside edge of our ear. So we create some space and form and depth in our drawing. Easy peasy. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, mom and dad.
We are going to paint a bunny in wooden paint inside of it.
Okay, what kind of paint?
We can paint it with water paint. Yeah.
All right, can't wait to see your work. All right, parents, here's your art teacher tip of the day. Have your kids go in and trace over their pencil with marker. Could be Sharpie. Doesn't have to be Sharpie, but it will bleed if it's not. And go in with an eraser after you've drawn your marker to erase the pencil lines. Here you'll see me adding a wet on wet wash in the background, and I waited for that to dry until I moved to the next step.
some video. Just look at the camera.
All right, parents of my art students at BHE, find us on Bighorn Art on the Facebook or Bighorn Fine Arts on YouTube. Hope you guys had fun. Hope you enjoyed our video. Have a great Easter weekend.